Hi, I'm Jess Helliar and I'm the CEO at Bongo's Bingo. Essentially, we've been in loads of different areas of the UK, but an area which we weren't in as much was the southwest. That was kind of the final piece of the puzzle for the UK. Everywhere else is covered, to be honest, so those have been the new locations that we've looked at this year in the UK. Outside of that, we've also expanded into Scandinavia this year too, through a licensing model, and we're hoping to expand further into new territories using the same model. It really depends on what location we're looking at. And then we'll have a number of venues which will probably be suitable. We would go for the ones which have the best production, the ones which would work best for the show, and ultimately the ones which we feel that we could have the best relationship with and who have the most dates available for us. We work with the team there and hopefully build on what the year might look like. So sometimes that might be starting once a month and then leading to once a week. But yeah, relationship building for us is really important, and how the venue operate is something that's considered quite highly. We've definitely tried to diversify the Bongo's Bingo product because it does have its restrictions. It's a seated show, you know, it's got a certain length, and obviously, you know, it is bingo. So to suit it into different environments like festivals, or you know, we're doing a big run this summer in Ibiza, Magaluf and Albufeira, where the crowds probably wants a little bit more partying and, you know, standing up. We've basically altered the product to suit those environments. So that might be quicker games, more music focused, more dance-offs and things like that you know, interact with the crowd. And it also allows us then to fit in different venues where we might not have ordinarily been able to, where we couldn't get benches or things like that in. And then we also tailor the product for bespoke clients too. So easing in a little bit more with the humour and the craziness. It's still bongos, but we do shorter sets and we can actually tailor it to the company too. So when we do corporate events, we really like to work with the client on what it is that they would like to get out of it. So, you know, is it a Christmas show? We do lots of themed shows and we'll create a new theme for a corporate client, but we really like getting to know the business themselves. So we might do, instead of a cardboard cutout of a celebrity, we'll do a cardboard cutout of the CEO, for example. You know, we've given away things like an extra day's holiday for certain things. We usually like to, you know, do something like that they might not expect to have at their staff party. In jokes and, you know, humour about company culture. Like, we like to learn about the actual company before going on stage, and that just means that, you know, it feels very tailored for them and ultimately they get a better experience too. So previously we worked a lot on spreadsheets for compliance, for checklists and things like that. And whilst it worked, it was, you know, it relied a lot on human entry. So using Hopsy, because it's a system that, you know, talks to the different tasks and, you know, has it all in one central place, it's made it much easier for us to operate and know that it's one source of truth and, you know, that everything we're putting in there is correct. We've been with NDML since 2021 and worked closely with Michael and with Angela. It's been a really great experience. You know, anytime there's a small issue, I can reach out to them straight away. There's been many kind of evolving situations where we've gone into new territories, had new venues, maybe changed our operations, and the team have always been there to advise and help us out. The experience has been amazing, I think, because of the bespoke knowledge to our industry, where previously we didn't have that. So that's improved things massively. We work with over 50 venues in the UK, and whenever our venues talk to us about issues they might have with insurers, or just, you know, any kind of topic like that, I always recommend NDML. They've been great to work with, so yeah, definitely highly recommend them. Quarterly, speak with NDML's Claims Director, Stu Dobbins. That's really useful for us. We speak and we go through every single claim that we have at the moment and what the status is, what the amount is held against it, what the next steps are as well, and if we need to take any action. And that's really great for us as a business because we know exactly where we're at and there's no surprises essentially. So yeah, it gives that clarity that we need. So our event is a little bit different to your standard kind of music night. Obviously we have prizes that we give out to customers, so that's something that we've had to manage. Every single prize that goes into our warehouse has to be fully risk assessed. For example, Cocoa Pots, we have to give warnings on the screens about what it contains as we throw that out into the audience. That's a process that we have to think about, is that all the items that we involve into the show and then give to the customers either on stage or after the show is quite a unique risk for us. Fraudulent tickets have been an issue since we started. As soon as an event sells out, we see people commenting and contacting people. But more recently, it has become a bigger issue again. There's lots of people using our brand and creating pages on Facebook. That's really where we see the biggest issues with fraudulent tickets is Facebook groups. We put out warnings quite regularly to customers and let them know that we're the only provider to buy tickets from. But ultimately it doesn't always work. More recently, we've actually been in contact with some of the groups that that have our customers talking to each other. It's not necessarily a ticket selling platform that they've created, but they're just, it's a community that they've created, and they let us know when a new page comes up so that we can then report it and we can hopefully deal with it that way. But ultimately, it is a little bit out of our control and all we can do is warn customers. But yeah, it's definitely becoming more of a problem. There's a lot of press about younger people not wanting to go out as much anymore, students not drinking as much, and there's headlines about them wanting to go to Pilates classes or drink matches. We certainly see at our events that there's a mix of crowds still. I think that the attitude around people going out at the moment is quite negative, and I think that that could potentially be damaging in the long run if we keep talking about that people don't want to go out. I think that people are just wanting different nights out. Experiential events have boomed, ours included, but there's many other experiential events or themed nights and things like that people are engaging with more. Marketing is a huge cost at the moment. It's costing us more per ticket to acquire a customer. There's whether that's competition or whether that is people not wanting to go out as much. Everything else is going up. Our content, for example, all costs associated to the venue is rising as well. And yet we want to pay our staff fairly, but that comes at a cost as well. So yeah, those are the pressures that we're really finding. But I think the tickets, and the marketing associated to the tickets, we're spending more than we've ever had to before to put on the same nights. I think that we're such a well-known event, probably because we always say that word of mouth is the strongest. I think whoever goes out and has an experience that where you have something to talk about, and for us, there's so many moments in the show which are considered crazy or chaotic. It's something that you can talk to your friends or your family about when you come back from the show. I think that coupled with our marketing, quite a strong pink colour that's probably a bit in your face, and the crazy videos that I guess we put out, I think that's why people know it as what it is. What's next for Bongos is, still doing exactly what we're doing in the UK for our flagship events. We're always trying to level up the show, trying to make it more exciting, trying to, give a better experience for customers and ultimately giving them great value. We've also expanded our festival shows, so we're doing more this year than ever before. We are doing seasons in Ibiza, Albufeira and Magaluf, which is really exciting. So our teams will be all over the place this summer and bringing Bongo's Bingo to people on holiday too, which is great. Scandinavia is a new project which has started really successfully. That's across Sweden, Norway, Finland and Denmark, and shows are already selling out. It's really, it's really great. It's amazing to see the show in different languages as well, and the way that people respond to it. We're also still doing some in English too, and again, people seem to absolutely love it, and the feedback's been brilliant. So yeah, we're hoping to just expand more, create more amazing nights, and hopefully be going a long time.